Okay, I can do this. I know I can. I can do hard things. Okay, here I go. No, I just can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, I'll remember what Beth always says. I can do hard things. I'm gonna do this. I did it. I can't wait to do it.
Way to go, Kelly! What'd you do?
I just did my first deadlift.
What? Wait, is that a PVC pipe?
Yeah, I was just afraid I'd hurt myself and with something too heavy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good start, but look, let's get you the right tools and we'll make this happen. We'll get a little weight on the bar. Sound good?
Cool.
All right. Coach Hunter here, and today's video I'm here with Kelly, and we're gonna go through 7 mistakes that are pretty common in the deadlift. We're gonna show you how to avoid them, how to engage the glutes, get the hamstrings firing so that you can lift more weight and feel amazing. Tip number 1, all right, is start with light weight. So we got Kelly right here. We have the bar and we have 10s. This is actually way lighter than she can do. She's strong, start out with light. As you're learning the form, you don't want to injure yourself, and if you try and go too heavy, hey, you're gonna create an injury and then you won't be able to deadlift at all. So let's move to tip number 2. Tip number 2, before you actually deadlift, you wanna make sure you're using the right deadlift variation. Now, the way you figure that out is to, Kelly, step right out. All right, now bring your feet together. Cool, and I'm gonna have you just try and touch your toes. Cool. Right, so Kelly can touch your toes. See if you can straighten these out a little bit. All right, so no problem, stand right up. So if you can touch your toes, what that tells me is you have proper flexibility, mobility to go down onto the ground and pick something up that's heavy. So Kelly has that. Now, notice, we still have something called bumper plates or elevations underneath the bar. And what that's gonna do is put her in a healthier, a safer position to deadlift properly. You may wanna consider this. If you have a hard time getting all the way down, you can't touch the toes, you definitely want the plates, or I recommend doing a different variation called a Sumo Deadlift, which is for another video. I'll leave it in a card here. We're gonna have our feet out wide here, and you're not gonna have to go quite as low. But moving on, we're gonna go to tip number 3 right now. All right, tip number 3, now that we've got the right weight and we've got the right variation that we want to set up in, let's talk about the actual move. What we want to do is called a hinge. And what a hinge is I'm gonna have you go ahead and hinge. So see how Kelly, she had a lot of hip bend, very little knee bend. Now Kelly, show us squat really quick. So see, there's a lot of knee bend and a lot of hip bend. So right back up. All right, so the way to think about this is I say, Kelly, bend your knees softly, just a little bit. Okay, now stick your butt to the wall behind you. Great, so see, it's more of a hip bend, little knee bend, and then you would grab the bar just outside of your shins. Great, and then you want to walk your shins or roll the bar to them. Great. Now we'll go chest up. There we go. Sit back a little bit, and arms straight, and beautiful. That is how you set up for the deadlift. All right, tip number 4, we're gonna have Kelly deadlift right now. And when you are deadlifting, what muscles should you work? Well, what we wanna be working, go ahead Kelly, hit a few reps. What we wanna be working is our glutes and our hamstrings. We don't wanna feel it in our back, so if you do feel it in your back, you're doing something wrong. Okay, so what I want you to think about when you're lifting that weight is imagine there's a penny between your butt cheeks. Squeeze that penny, squeeze it, and don't let it fall on the ground. That's how you're gonna get that engagement. So Kelly, where do you feel it right now?
In my butt.
Yes, there you go. So, engage the glutes right now. All right, tip number 5 in the deadlift, we're gonna look at head position. A lot of people, they will have their necks up and bent, and in an attempt to keep the back straight, in an attempt to keep the chest up, their gaze is forward. Well, that can put some extra stress on your neck. So Kelly, I'm gonna have you stare at the ground in front of you. Come up into the deadlift now. Do the whole move. Cool. And then see how her neck stays neutral. So now her gaze is forward. Right back down. Cool. And it's back down to the floor. So your neck should stay neutral to your spine. It shouldn't bend. Tip number 6, how do you breathe during the deadlift? All right, well, we want to get a lot of core engagement here, and a good way to do that is use breathing. So, Kelly, what I'm gonna have you do, big inhale into your belly, and then hold, and then I want you to draw that belly button towards your spine. I want you to imagine I was gonna punch you in the stomach, or you stepped in a cold shower. All right, cool. Now you go ahead, you're gonna grab the bar. Okay, you'd probably do that breathing technique again, get the core engaged, and then you would go right into the deadlift with an exhale up. Good. All right, and that is how you breathe properly in the deadlift. And finally, tip number 7, we are here. I want you to avoid rounding that back. Think about keeping your chest forward. So getting that starting position, bring those shins up nice and close, Kelly. Notice how right now, her back isn't too rounded, but her chest is facing the ground. We want to get it up a little bit. Yeah, so think about dropping the hips a little bit, showing the numbers on your shirt. And perfect. Now she's a little bit more upright, and go ahead and deadlift. Cool, and then right down. Do 2 more. She can do a lot more weight. All right, Kelly, you were good. Weight down. Right here. Good job. All right, we did our deadlifts. You are now in a position to grow the glutes, to get those hamstrings engaged, and ultimately just feel like a strong badass. Not because you feel like one, but because you are one. If you like this video, make sure you click this one here. It's even better if you love this video. Hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And so would Kelly. And remember, until next time, small steps, big results.